Greetings and welcome to Elisio's diecast videos. So today I have for you the new retro entertainment set, or rather the entertainment set as it's now supposed to be called. It's a set entirely dedicated to the video game Gran Turismo. So it's a first in the sense that there's one theme for the whole set, and it wasn't the case before, and it's tackling video games. If you're into video games a little bit, or if you're into cars and play a little bit of video games, there's a good chance you've played either Gran Turismo or Forza Motorsport. Gran Turismo being the granddaddy of them all. It was probably one of the, not the first, but one of the first to do realistic racing on console right. So now we have this collaboration with Mattel, and they did a great job. One of the first things I noticed, and to me, one of the first most noticeable change is the unified package, as you can see here. The design is the same for all of them, with of course the different car on each, and the design is very close. I don't know if it was designed by Mattel or if they had the feedback from Polyphony Digital, the developers of the Gran Turismo game, but it looks pretty much like what they would have done if you have played any of their games. It's that same kind of sleek design. So yeah, that's the first striking feature of this set, is the card art. They kept pretty much the same type of packaging as the previous Retro Entertainment, but with now this new design. For me, it's one of the best thing about this whole thing. The cars themselves are of course the stars, but the fact that they went the extra mile with the packaging is something I really appreciate. On the back, it's pretty much all of them have the same back, listing all 5 cars. So this is a new casting. All of them are repeats, not repeats, all of them have appeared before, with some changes. For example, the Corvette, who has appears for the first time with metal chassis, but also a modified chassis. We will talk about that later. And I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I think the GTR also has a different chassis. And this one appears for the first time with a metal chassis, or metal base. So a quick look at each of them in the package. Here you have the Ford GT, number 1 of 5. This one was already part of the mainline Gran Turismo set, and it looked already fantastic in that. So I think we have a few more tempos, a little bit more detail on the back, and of course the rear riders. But other than that, it's exactly the same car as the previous set. Second is the Corvette C7R in a very, very cool red. I didn't think I would like this one because I hated the mainline version, but I have to say, so far, this color is dope. It's really cool, and I'm not sold yet on the modification they did, but we'll see how it turns out once we open it up. This is a brand new casting. It's a Nissan Concept 2020 Vision GT. As far as I know, the only manufacturer who did a version of this car before is Tomica Limited Vintage, and I don't have that version because they are very pricey. But from what I see, this looks like a very, very good version of the car. Next, we have Lamborghini Veneno. Not probably my least favorite of the whole set, but maybe that will change once I open it up. And last but not least, a car iconic of Gran Turismo, the 2009 Nissan GT-R. And it seems to be pretty cool. I don't have this car in my collection. I mean, the Hot Wheels version, they're very hard to come by. So I'm pretty happy to have this, and hopefully it's the best version yet. So I'm going to open all these, and I'll be right back with the more in detail review. So here they are outside the package, looking good. So let's start with the Ford GT. So really good looking car. It was always one of my favorites, and they did a really good job with this one. The wheels, the black, it's a satin finish. Now let's see how it compares to the previous release. So as you can see, we have some added details here and here on the windscreen, and everything else seems to be the same. Some added details on the wing. From the side, pretty much the same. And on the back, that's a big difference, is that this one has tail lights and more details. Also, this one, the base is not painted, which for me is a kind of a bummer, because it will look better for me in black, like here. One big surprise, and I wasn't expecting this, is that for this version they went back to the old casting, the old tooling with the plastic wing. Okay? Whereas for this version, which is premium, so you would expect it to have the plastic wing. No, it's the new tooling of the casting with a metal wing. So it's a bit odd, and I don't really understand this choice. But yeah, that's a difference that you don't notice until you actually open the package. But all in all, two very good versions of this car, must-haves. Next one is a Corvette. So this one, when it came out, was a big disappointment, mostly because the proportions were a bit off, but the worst offender was the upsloped chin, and they have corrected this for this release. If you want to compare, here's how it looked like in the main line, pink, making the whole front look kind of crappy. And they tried to correct this with this new base. And I would say it partly does the job. It would probably work even better if the base was the same color as the rest of the casting. But it's a step in the right direction, I would say. Other than that, it's a pretty cool casting. At least in this version, this color is awesome. I really like it. Good tires choice. Not as much detail as the other one, but we have taillights, which is always a big plus for me. So yeah, good surprise. And like I said, I thought this would be my least favorite, but so far it's pretty cool. Next one is the Nissan Concept. So this car it's just a concept. It was never actually made, at least not in production form. And it was made for the game Gran Turismo as part of the GT Vision project, where a lot of car manufacturers produced virtual versions of their cars or new cars, and it produced pretty cool results, I have to say. I think this one was one of the very first cars released for the game as part of that program. But there are many from brands like Alpine, Mercedes, Volkswagen, and many more. And so this one, well, you can see the DNA of the GTR in it. If you look like this here, the shape of the whole this whole area here. Of course, you have the iconic taillights. And what do I think of this casting? Well, I think they did a very good job. Is that a good-looking car? It's a matter of taste. I personally like that kind of cars, but I can understand if someone would think it's ugly. But as far as the work of Mattel on this, did they do a good job in translating what was a virtual prototype into a model car? I would say yes. Yes. Obviously, the TLV version has more details, but they seem to have nailed all the essentials of the casting. So yeah, pretty happy about this one. Not much detail. It doesn't look like a race car like the others, but you have the minimum, I guess. And of course, it's all metal. So cool. Next one is the Lamborghini Veneno. There were already two Lamborghinis in the previous, in the mainline or Walmart exclusive Gran Turismo set. It was the Gallardo and the Aventador. So I guess they didn't have much choice as to what to use. I think they could have used that casting that they barely used and that now fetches ridiculous prices on eBay, is the Murcielago SV. That would have been a good choice. I would have loved to have a version metal on metal with real riders of that car. And I don't know what's going on, Mattel, with the SV. Why don't you use it anymore? It's an awesome casting. So why don't you use it anymore? You're making the only way to get it is to go to eBay and pay ridiculous prices for it, and there's no reason for that. So anyway, that's my rant. The Veneno is an odd choice for me, as it's not really a race car, and like I said, there could have been better choices than that in all the Lamborghini castings that Mattel has done over the years. But in itself, it's always a car that I liked. Once again, you either love or hate the design of the Veneno. It's really out there. But yeah, I like it. Not my favorite of the set. How does it compare to the mainline version? Well, I think other than the metal chassis, or base, sorry, the only difference is the lights in the back and the rear riders, and that's about it. And it's sporting this new wheel that first started in the Car Culture Euro set that I don't really like, because they don't look like they don't have the shine or the wow factor of the other rear riders. They look like mainline. Really, I really don't like those. It's rubber tires. Oddly, this one has slicks, while the others, this one had slicks, this one has treads for some reason, and this one has slicks. Okay, this one should have threads, as it's not actually a race car, but anyway. And the last one, and probably one that will be one of the most popular in the set, is the GTR. So like I said, I don't have another version of this car. First, because it's hard to get, and second, because I never found it very interesting. For me, it's one of the worst versions of the GTR out there. There's something odd with the overall. It looks too high, or there's something odd with the stance. And weirdly, I don't have the feeling with this one. So maybe I'm wrong, but did they do something to the base that makes it look more like the actual car? Because I don't have that feeling of too high a stance that I had from the other versions. Anyway, other than that, we have the full treatment. Plastic headlights, now that's cool. Although plastic headlights on a black car makes for very hard to see detail. Full tempo everywhere, the back. Yeah, pretty cool. And metal. I'm pretty sure this is the first time it is with a metal base, but I could be wrong. Maybe the speed machines? No, the speed machine one didn't have metal base. Let me know if I'm making a mistake, but I think this is first time it comes with a metal base. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it a lot. So there you have it. Gran Turismo set. The new entertainment direction. I can only fathom what they're going to do with this new name and what that will mean. The next set will be the Forza Motorsport set, another one I'm really looking forward to, because so far all the cars I've seen, even the new casting, are stupendous. I really want them, and the car art is just amazing. And what could it go? What could it do after that? Maybe Fast and Furious set. I don't know. Maybe what other video games? Top Gear. Hey, why not? A Top Gear set could be interesting. So there you have it. I don't know what the plans of Mattel for next year with this collection. I think all or part of it will be revealed very shortly at the next convention. So I'm really looking forward to the news there. Anyway, this is it for the Gran Turismo set. For me, a must buy if you're into cars. And even if you don't know anything about the Gran Turismo game, this is a very nice selection of cars with this particular new release here. I wonder if we will see it in the mainline quickly, but who knows. Must buy for me, and let me know what you guys think about it. Is that something that you already have or you have on your wish list? What were your favorite models? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumb up if you did. You can follow me on Instagram at Elisio diecast for more news, pictures, behind the scenes, and other little stories. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.